Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Bluebird shawl. Day 1 yesterday I cast on and I deliberately went off the pattern, and so I've redrawn the pattern. So if you're working from the Gorgeous Yarns pack, you will have the new updated. So I'm writing it on there so that I can update it, and by the time that you watch this and by the time you buy the pattern, that will have changed. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference. It's just a preference, and my preference is to get a few rows of knitting in before I join the ends. So looking at the old pattern, I joined the ends quite quickly, but now what I've decided to do is to change that. And the reason being is that this is the most important part of the knit. And the reason for that is, if you don't get everything lined up before you join up your circle, you end up with what's called a Mobius loop. So it's tucked inside itself, and you could carry on knitting for a while, not realize. And a Mobius loop, it makes the whole thing rubbish, and you'd have to start again. So you've got to be absolutely certain when you join so you're going from flat knitting to circular knitting, you have to be absolutely certain everything's straight and that you haven't got a twist in your knitting. Now, I find it easier if I've got a few rows of knitting on the needle. If I've just cast on, I usually end up with a Mobius loop. So I like to have a few rows on the needles first, and I'm going to change the pattern in future to reflect that. So now I'm going to show you how I join that end to that end. You might have to look over my shoulder, Joey, for that, but I am going to check now. I've had a Mobius loop before, and I don't ever want to have one again. So I'm going to check and check and check that everything there's no twist in the knitting before I do it. And this is me checking it now.
What was it you're looking for?
A twist. So a twist would be like that. That is the twist there. You don't want that. And it's so easy to do, believe me, that I could now start to join that up there, and you end up with that twist. And the whole thing's scrapped then, and you've got to start again. So I'm double checking because seriously, once you have made one, you realize it's worth the effort putting in the time and just absolutely checking that there's no twist at all and everything's lovely. Right, so I'm happy with that. There's no twist. So I'm just going to join now onto there. So it's like using the no floats method. So I'm going to put the cream between there and then knit, and then I'm going to knit, and I could mark that, but I don't need to because it's the only part in the corrugated rib where I've got 4 knit stitches in the green together. So that is the center there of my knitting as I progress. Now, corrugated rib, I've already done a row of corrugated rib, as you can see. So yesterday what I did was I cast on, I knit a row, I purled a row, and then I did a row of corrugated rib before I joined them together here this morning. So now I'll show you the corrugated rib. So I've just knit 2 stitches in the green, and then I'm going to bring the cream forward and 2 purl stitches in the cream. Now, don't put too much tension on the yarn here, because what you're trying to do here, Joey, so you're you want the same tension on your stockingette, your stocking stitch, as on your rib, so that everything sits flat. So that's the aim. I've seen people in the past that have done it, and they might have put a bit too much tension or a bit too little tension on the rib, and then you get, you know, curly bits. I mean, it'll probably block out, but I just thought I'd point that out. So what you're trying to do is have the same tension for your stockingette and the same tension from your rib, so everything sits lovely and flat in the end. So I'll just do a bit more of corrugated rib. So it's 2 of the cream, and I'm loving these colours, and I can't wait. You're knocking my glasses, Joey.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You're very good at what you do. So yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just, you are good at what you do. You've got really good at it. So I do appreciate it.
So you're doing.
So I'm doing corrugated rib, and now I've got to do corrugated rib and let me just have a look at so I was chomping at the bit this morning to get going, but obviously I couldn't because we needed to film it for this. So it's corrugated rib. This is the old pattern. I'm writing on my new instructions that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 24 rows in total of the corrugated rib, and then there's a border. Can I just show you the border? So this is the corrugated rib. So you're going to do 24 rows of corrugated rib up to there, and then there's a border, which is 2 rows of blue, and then there's 2 rows of the cream, and then there's another 2 rows of the blue before you work from the chart. So what I'll probably do, one of the kids has been colouring in my chart, Joey. I don't know which one to blame, but this, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? And obviously I'll be crossing out as I go along, so I'll get to that at some point. Probably about so day 3 tomorrow, I'll probably take you through the border, or what I do on the border, and then and the following day hopefully we'll get on to working from the chart. So have you got any questions, Joe? I mean, I'm really pleased with the colours, and I'm really excited to get knitting on this. I just want to see how the colours are going to look. I'm really chuffed. I think I really picked good colours here. So that's it for today. Tomorrow hopefully I'll have got that corrugated rib done, the 24 rows. We'll see. I don't know how many rows of corrugated rib I can do in a day. We'll see, but then I'll come back and talk to you. So that'll be part 3. See you then.